Hello, everybody. I'm Scott Roberts for the show, and this is the Stone Cold Truth. Dateline, West by God, Virginia. The sports world is buzzing over ESPN's 30 for 30 show on Randy Moss last week. Now, while it was a very good piece of TV journalism, the subject, Mr. Moss himself, was as arrogant as ever and displayed the narcissism he always has. Now, a little background on me and Mr. Moss. I started my TV sportscasting career in Charleston, West Virginia during Randy's high school years. As bad as living and working in West Virginia was, I can say I did have the privilege of watching Moss's on-field exploits in football, basketball, and baseball. And a truer athlete I have never seen, even as a freshman. He was a man among boys on whatever playing field he chose. Now, I also saw and reported on his off-field transgressions, of which there were many. Moss gained legendary status in the little town of Rand. From the time he was playing midget leagues, he was treated like a star, and he acted like it, full of entitlement. There was domestic violence, assault on a classmate, drugs, and the list goes on. For so long, his missteps were covered up or ignored. We all knew about it, though. Hey, it wasn't until Notre Dame rescinded its scholarship offer for beating up a high school classmate that Randy finally felt the sting of failure. Moss claims racism in that incident. According to everyone I interviewed at the time, including the police, there was no racism, just a bully doing his thing. And let's not forget, the kid he assaulted nearly died. Moss couldn't be held back by parent, police, school officials, or coaches. He did what he pleased when he pleased. Randy continued to pay for his transgressions by losing a scholarship to Florida State and falling in the '98 NFL draft, that costing him millions. Now, Moss was not all bad. He was a joy to watch on the field from the time he could walk, and he bonded the tiny, pitiful little town of Rand, which had nothing else going for it or its people. They still talk about him at the so-called Rand University, otherwise known as the local 7-Eleven. Granted, he is a future Hall of Famer, but he's still an ass. Dateline, Nevada. And former Major Leaguer Jose Canseco's magical mystery tour rolls on. A couple of weeks back, Canseco was cleaning one of his guns. It went off and blew his finger off. Doctors reattached that finger. But here is the rest of the story. Canseco was playing poker at a casino and his finger fell off on the card table. His cardmate said his finger was black and smelled, but Canseco played on. Now, Jose is upping the ante. He reportedly is selling the gun on eBay and is considering, get this, selling the finger. Just check out his tweet from yesterday. Quote, "I will soon put the finger that fell off in the poker tournament on eBay for sale." He continues in another tweet. The eBay ad will read, "Slightly used middle finger with 462 home runs could be used as a stirring straw for drinks." End quote. No word on the cost of either item. Oh, Jose, what is next, my man? Hey, for the show, I'm Scott Roberts, and that was the Stone Cold Truth.